Tired of jumping through hoops to buy Bitcoin? Frustrated with endless paperwork and invasive identity checks? Introducing Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club's loan program. No KYC required. Say goodbye to the hassle and hello to freedom. Borrow up to $250,000 at as little as 7% interest. Join our community and take control of your financial future. Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where privacy meets opportunity. Connect with like-minded individuals and grow together. Visit us today and unlock your $250,000 Bitcoin loan. Your journey to financial freedom starts here.
Right, and we are live. Good morning, everybody. It's your favorite truck driver in the whole wide world. It's Bitcoin Ben here for the Friday show of what in the shit is going on in the world and in cryptocurrencies. Guys and gals, number one, shout out to Mr. Mr. Bolton. Oh, I heard your house was raided by the FBI today. Oh, you hate to see really bad things happen to really bad people. Good luck in prison. Yeah, guys, America's back. And when I say America is back, I mean not the government, not Washington. The American people are back because we have finally elected an American who actually values America and actually makes choices for the good American people. See, I'm what you call a libertarian. I say live and let live. If you want to smoke weed, go right ahead. I don't care. In fact, if you want to do drugs, well, I don't care. Now, if you hit me in my car while you're high on drugs, you're going to jail and probably getting sued. This is freedom. This is how America should be. Especially the federal government should have no influence on the individuals in this country. See, the federal government should protect our rights. That's their only job. Protect our rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now, originally, the pursuit of happiness was actually private property. That's what the original term was going to be, private property. But because of the environment of the time, they put pursuit of happiness, which was as general as they could get. Now, private property is the foundation of a civil society. And I don't mean a civilization. I mean a civil as in harmonious country. Because without private property rights, then you don't own anything that the government doesn't allow you to keep. See, taxation, when they implemented taxation, labor taxation, that's slavery, folks. And everyone knows it, and that's why it's never been challenged in the Supreme Court, because they know that they would lose, because the federal government's mandate is to work with and manage the economic and security of the Union States. That's what the Supreme Court is for. That's what the Constitution says, the federal government's job is. That's why in the Constitution, it actually tells the federal government what it can't do. The First Amendment, free speech. The Second Amendment, you can't take our guns, kiss our ass. And so on and so on and so on. It's what they can't do. Everything else is unconstitutional. Now, this is where people get screwed up. The word unconstitutional, it isn't a positive or a negative. All right? It's the equivalent of, is it in the Constitution? Is it of the Constitution? Is it the job of the federal government? If it's unconstitutional, that means those jobs were not granted to the federal government. So it's unconstitutional. It is not the authority of the federal government. So if it's unconstitutional, that means it goes to the states. And that's who decides on that legislation or law like that. Because it isn't or wasn't the job of the federal government to actually interfere with individual rights. See, we've had what they call the progressive era. It never ended. A lot of people say, well, the progressive era was early 1900s through about 1940-ish, 1930-ish. No, bullshit. It never ended because they have progressively infiltrated our government and our universities and our banks. These are socialist. These are absolute socialists / communist who have infiltrated and actually put legislative seeds in all of the laws to expand the power of the federal government. Well, that's all coming to an end, folks. Oh, hang on a second. Right? That's all actually coming to an end. And one of the reasons it is coming to an end is the Bitcoin. All right, let me tell you what I and my clubs personally have going on. Yesterday, I was in West Palm Beach, right near Trump's house, right by Mar-a-Lago. And I mean right by Mar-a-Lago. And I'm opening a club right by Trump's house, right? And I found, I can't wait to get this club. I found an old bank. It's a bank that no longer has an actual bank in it, and it's for a lease. I'll probably wind up buying it. Right? It has a drive-through. It has a vault. It's huge. And that's where my clubs are going to be. I actually told a friend yesterday, we're not just going to take over the system. We're going to take their buildings. We're going to replace what was in there, which was a bank, a progressive era bank, and we're going to turn it into a club / our capital company, which will evolve into a bank. And that is what I'm actually doing. All right, I'm not sitting. I had a friend a while back said, Ben, you don't have a Lambo. No, I don't. I have a classic Corvette. That's it. I don't want a Lambo. I'm not in it for win Lambo. I'm in it for win liberty. How about that? Win liberty. Because you can have a Lamborghini in the USSR, but you're a slave. See, the richest man in prison is still in prison. It isn't about the money, folks. Life is about experiences. And your experiences are limited if your freedom is limited. The world's changing, and it's changing fast. Like I said earlier, how you doing, John Bolton? How's that working out for you? Yeah, you warmonger. Oh, God, I hope he goes to jail. Oh, I know he will, in fact. There's a lot on John. John, you're in some deep shit, pal. And this is where we're going. We're finally getting back. And what's great, we aren't cleaning up the edges. We aren't just cleaning up America a little bit. Washington, the residents of Washington, D.C. are ecstatic about what Trump is doing. And really, what's he doing? He's enforcing the law. You know, I don't give a rat's ass how the people breaking the laws feel. I don't care. Look at El Salvador. They were and I mean Legitskis ran by drug cartel for years. And what did the president do? A massive sweep. Got all of the drug dealers, all of the cartel, arrested them. Look at El Salvador now. It's the safest country in South America. Probably one of the safest in the world. You know why? Because the government doesn't put up with bullshit. And that's what we shouldn't put up with either. If you live and let live, and you're free to live and let live, and you respect other people's rights of private property and freedom and liberty, we remember, freedom and liberty are not the same thing. Freedom is you're free to move around in your jail cell. Liberty is eliminating the jail cell. Liberty is an environment of freedom. Freedom is the ability to choose your actions and your directions. That's freedom. Liberty is an environment. That's why Benjamin Franklin said, give me liberty or give me death. He did not say, give me freedom or give me death. He said liberty. The reason, hey, Jay, come on in, brother.
Thank you, Ben.
Sorry
for the delay.
No, you're good, brother.
All right.
Yep, let's
Good morning,
go
everybody.
widescreen. What's going on, Jay? How are you, brother?
This is great. It's great. There's lots of good stuff in mining going on. In fact, I talked to a fella who provided.
Hang on one second. You are so much like me. You sit down and go, by the way, here we got, just rolls into it.
Yeah, well, good morning, everybody.
Yeah.
Let's start. It's a wonderful Friday. It's my son's birthday.
Oh,
He turns
congratulations.
14. And he said, any words of advice? This was about 6 a.m, 5:30. I said, go kick ass. That was his only advice I gave him.
That's
just
a dad answer.
Just win.
That's a dad answer. Hey, any advice, Dad, yeah, go kick ass.
That's it.
Fucking be awesome.
No, exactly. That's it. What else could I tell him? I don't want to get all philosophical about it. So
Yeah, exactly. All right, jump on in. What do we got going
I'm
on?
really, really excited about, Ben, is what you accomplished yesterday. Have you even talked about it, about your little visit up to Trump land?
I did a little bit. I told them what it was prior. It was a bank, and now it is going to be a new type of bank.
There you go. So, yeah, I don't want to spill the beans on anything, but guys, Ben's been burning the candles on both ends, going and finding locations, finding the right places where we can continue to grow our footprint of clubs. And West Palm Beach is an outstanding place. And I got really excited about, some of the opportunities that he's looking at, and hopefully we'll close those and have a terrific club. But here's the deal. It's stone's throw away from Mar-a-Lago. The Trump effect of that area is very significant. And of all the things, I got this call this morning, Ben, from this fellow called David, who I'd met in the Dallas club when I was there for another event last week. Mm-hmm. And we started talking, and it turns out he's doing some mining stuff, and he's kind of like a broker who connects big mining companies to different kinds of land leases and power leases and those kinds of things. And I said, what are some of the better ones you've done? He said, I hooked up Eric Trump and his partner.
I think I know who you're talking about. I actually talked with him earlier this morning.
Oh, he was on the phone with me. Like, that's why I got delayed over it.
Yeah,
because
you're good.
Because we have, anyway, so that's a relationship that hopefully can grow. And I told him that, please connect me to this Trump's business partner who does mining, because what we might want to do, and this is all early thinking, when I get excited about it ties back to the grand opening of potentially our West Palm Beach location. And then what we want to do for that is really get a very good list of 100 people that we're going to RSVP, we're going to invite. It's not going to be just, hey, we did a great job in Vegas, and we did a great job opening Dallas, but this one is more of a flagship open. So what I'm thinking is we start to put attendee list. So our viewers, our listeners over here, our senior club members, our members of the venture funds, start putting your heads together. Who are the people you're going to invite to this event, to this opening, right? It's going to be a who's who. We're going to invite a lot of not only high net worth people, but there'll be political types. And this is going to be our foray eventually into Washington, where we have people looking for space as well.
Yes, we do.
So that's why I'm excited.
Well, there's so much going on right now, because those of us who have actually been, while everyone else was watching the price drop and we were in a little of a bear market and we dropped and all that, that's when you build. And you don't wait for the flood to actually build the ship. You actually build the ship in preparation for the flood.
That fellow called Noah had it right, huh?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Well, he got a little heads up. And
we're giving people a heads up too.
Absolutely. And we offer so many programs now at our clubs for our members. And that's what my dream was. Average Joe, average Jane, average someone walk in and say, I don't know nothing about Bitcoin. I've heard a lot about it. Can you give me some information? Absolutely.
Ben, there's just such amazing things are happening, because, I talked about this on my show yesterday as well. The Bitcoin is a weapon that we can wield to change the world, right? To change the way we do things. And one of the big old bastions of money is the banking system, right? So when Ben went and bought this credit union, we basically took aim at the biggest, strongest fortress of the old world, which is the banking system. And innovation is not going to come from the same people who have caused the issues that we face today.
Absolutely.
Therefore, we, the people, have to take it upon ourselves to create new products, to create new type of advantages that Bitcoin offers to the farmers, to the ranchers, to the developers, to the builders. So Bitcoin's going to change every aspect of our life. So yesterday, I talked to this fellow called Justin Trammell. They have all these cowboy names, Cole Bolton, and so I'm talking to these good old ranchers, right?
So they're Texas, baby.
Trammell, he's a brilliant guy, and he owns a bunch of ranches, and he also owns some processing centers and stores. And I said, Justin, can you give me some financial documents? Can you show me your numbers? Walk me through the business. And because I understand everything just with numbers, right? I mean, you can talk to me for an hour, but give me a spreadsheet and I'll light up, right? So he sends me a stack of financials.
Boy, we killed some trees with that printer.
Well, yeah, Jody printed it out. And I'm poring over this stuff and I'm going, wow, every month by month, these guys are making massive amounts of money, and yet all the profits get sucked out paying the banks unbelievable percentage loans. Their carrying cost is killing them. So they work from morning to night, and they make good money. It's a massive millions of dollars are being made, right? But they don't take home anything, because all the profits are not going back into the business. It's not going to their family, to their children. It's going towards servicing a debt. It's a microcosm of what our country is facing right now with the 37 trillion of debt. And here's the deal. We are figuring out a way to use Bitcoin to help them.
Absolutely.
And once we help one, there will be 10. And once there are 10, there'll be 100. And the solutions that we're going to build, these Bitcoin-backed bonds, these hybrid loan structures, the flexibility that we can give them as their business is seasonal, goes up and down. A very simple idea I came up with yesterday was something called a flexible loan. What does that mean? Basically, let's say you have a mortgage and you pay $10,000 every month, except your business goes up and down and it gets tight some months to pay the full 10,000. Other months you can pay probably 11 or 12, right? So what I did was I broke up that loan structure into a base part and a variable part. So I said, okay, let's say it's $10,000. $7,500 you'll always have to pay me. That's my base.
Yep.
But based on your past month's profitability, you'll pay me up to that 25% will be variable. So if you made a few bucks less, percentage-wise, I'll only collect 9,000 instead of the 10. But another month when you made a little extra, I'll collect 11,000 instead of the 10. He says, you can do that. I said, absolutely. It's our credit union. We can define the products we do because it's all being backed by Bitcoin.
Yep.
And so the Bitcoin growth is allowing us to give more flexibility, right? When they deposit Bitcoin into our credit union, into their account, they can actually basically take a line of credit themselves up to 70%.
Yep.
All day long.
Yep.
So as they keep depositing every month, as they save money that they're not paying to the loan sharks, that's money that's being converted to Bitcoin and put in here. And now their line of credit as a small business, your line of credit's growing every month. It grows and grows and grows.
Exactly. Oh God. I remember in 2000 and the reason I remember this show I did was right before my 2018 I had an event, and I was explaining exactly what you're saying, and everyone just was like, Ben, it isn't possible. And I'm like, you don't understand the economics of Bitcoin. You don't understand that when you have an asset that is appreciating at the average rate of appreciation that it appreciates, you can do so much with this. At the heart of a credit union, or at an actual bank, or as just a lender of like capital, it's because it gives you the flexibility of you have the asset as a lender. And this is why our real estate loans that we will be rolling out will, every lending partner, also known as LP, is just going to love this, because not only will you have the house as collateral, you'll have a percentage of the price of the house in Bitcoin.
Correct. See, what you had envisioned in 2018, here we are in 2025. We're making this come true, because what Ben is saying is so right. You have an appreciating asset in Bitcoin, but here's something more. All of the world of financial works on one word. It's called risk. The price of the loan, the interest rate, the principal, the payment schedule, the mortgage, whatever you want to call it, is all based on one thing called risk. So the banks have become good at measuring risk, and that's what they price their loans at, right? So the more the risk, the more the interest rate. Now, what if we were to tell you that we can actually de-risk the entire deal? Would you be able to give a much lower rate? Damn right, yes. Why is that? Because let's say somebody has a piece of land. The bank says, well, if you don't pay me back this loan, then this land, I may or may not be able to sell it. There's a risk to it, and so your premium is going to be X. But here's what we do. When we give the loan against that piece of land, the full amount of money is not given to the borrower. We convert it all into Bitcoin first. So I've converted the land into Bitcoin. I've just moved the risk from a potentially lower value asset to an appreciating strongest asset known to man. I've just de-risked the whole deal simply by that transaction.
Plus, you actually took a lower liquid asset, which is a house,
to a fully liquid asset.
Into a fully liquid asset.
And now I give the loan against this one.
Right. Every investor that I know who's worth their salt, they look at the investment, but what they look at is how quickly can I exit? What's my exit plan? If you have a house as collateral, you're looking at least 90 days of holding that, at least. And that's in a good market.
That's in a good market.
Right? Where once we roll it out of the house into the Bitcoin, you have a $3 trillion or 2-point-something trillion dollar market that you can sell into at any point.
Correct. So basically, we are now lending against the strongest asset known to man, which is also liquid. And you would say, okay, well, you're going to got 2 steps here. Yes, there are 2 steps, but because Bitcoin is appreciating in value, it sets off the interest that you're going to pay for that first one, right? So this is financial engineering, but this financial engineering is going to bring benefits to millions and millions of working Americans. It's going to bring benefits to the farmers. Yep. It's going to bring benefit to entrepreneurs who are starting businesses. Saylor talks about it, and we're doing it, right? Every company should have its own Bitcoin-backed treasury, right? Yep. Every company. Because that treasury is what you can get a line of credit against for yourself. And every month you put away something into it, that line of credit grows. Try growing your line of credit with a traditional bank. All they do is throttle you down,
yep.
Right? So these are really exciting times for us, because with the acquisitions we are making, the deals that we're making over here, it is actually using Bitcoin to its fullest advantage. And when we do it and show the world, hey, the Bitcoin Ben Club guys did it. Our members did it. You're all a part of this movement. These new products will become very ordinary 5 to 10 years from now. It'll be in Wells Fargo. But today, we got to lead that charge.
Yep. Oh, this is where we're at right now is what I dreamed of in 2017 because I knew it would happen because if you know humans and you understand human reward, what we look for is efficiency and we're greedy. Let's just be honest. All right. We like to make money. So when I saw what the Bitcoin was and what was its attributes, number one, it's the most efficient exchange of true currency representation ever.
True.
And it's an appreciating asset because there will only be 21 million ever.
Exactly right.
It is the most pristine collateral. And I remember in 2017 saying this, you don't look at it as money if you're wealthy. Wealthy people don't look at money as money. They look at wealth as collateral.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, what asset can I collateralize? Is that a word?
Yeah, it is.
All right.
That's exactly right.
And leverage that asset because if you leverage it, there's a ton of tax benefits. And you don't want to sell an appreciating asset, but you damn sure want to leverage it.
Absolutely.
Because if you have a low interest rate on smart leverage, you're gravy. You're apt. That's why we have our loan program.
I'll take a 0% loan all day long.
Exactly.
It's free money.
Well, let's say you have an asset like Bitcoin that appreciates approximately, and this is on the low side, 40% per year, at least on a 4-year timeline.
Mm-hmm.
So you're appreciating on an average at least 40%. And you actually take out a 4-year loan at 9%.
Correct.
You're capturing 31% on top of your loan.
Correct.
I'll do that all day long.
Right.
All day long, twice on Tuesday. Because you realize, especially with Bitcoin, because it's an appreciating asset, that over those 4 years, the value of the asset is rising. So your loan in proportion,
the loan to value is decreasing.
The longer you hold it, the more you make and the less relevant the loan payment is.
And some of these loans, the way we have structured them for our mining club members, for example, and I have a call today.
I love that program.
2 to 4:30 today. I have a new pool forming. We have structured no prepayment penalties, for example. So what we are able to do is, as we reduce our LTV because Bitcoin went up, we can actually pay off a portion of the loan and effectively decrease the interest rates much further, and the principal decreases as well. So you're getting a double advantage of doing that. Rather than take that Bitcoin out, I'd rather have your carrying cost becomes less. So now if you don't have that 9% carrying cost, you got the full 40% benefit.
Exactly. And if you don't really wrap your heads around what we're saying, it's okay, because we are, and I literally mean this, guys, we are on the cutting edge of all of this. we will be launching home loans and land loans that are structured, and this is not an exaggeration, I've crunched the numbers, that you can actually buy let's say a $1 million house. You can actually buy a $1 million house and have it paid off with only paying about $140,000.
How's that?
Because you leverage
over the 30 years, you mean?
no. It's like you find a house, it's worth $1 million, right? When you apply for the loan, we actually give you a loan for a $1.1 million. $100,000 of that rolls into the Bitcoin, right? It's a 30-year loan.
Now I understand what you're.
All right. Well, you can have it in the contract that once the $100,000 worth of Bitcoin is equal to the actual payoff of the loan, it actually pays off your loan. So your initial payments that you pay add up to about $140,000 before that appreciation rise pays off the home based on 40% per year.
Okay.
And it actually might be a little bit higher than that, but you get my point.
I do.
Is you use the appreciation of the Bitcoin to eventually pay off your loan early. So you're receiving, it's exactly what I have done since like 2017.
Mm-hmm.
When I originally purchased Bitcoin, it was $600, right? I could go out right now and I could purchase a $100,000 house just using numbers. Good luck finding a $100,000 house in Florida. But if I sold
that one Bitcoin,
one Bitcoin, I would effectively have paid $600 for that house.
Correct. And so you're now projecting the same math forward and saying, hey, this is where you would be.
Exactly.
Because that $100,000 house cost you $600 effectively.
Yeah. It's people don't realize what opportunities that there is for this.
Yeah, see, the 40%, 50% is beautiful because what that means is your money is doubling every 2 years.
Yes.
Right? That's what it means. So your $100, whatever, that 100,000 becomes 200,000 in the first year, 400 in 2 more years, in 4 years.
Yep.
And by the 6th year, you have effectively got $800,000 off of that first,
Yep.
And so if 800 was the balance, 20% down, whatever,
you own the house
in 6 years. And so whatever the payments would be for the 6 years based on your 30-year fixed mortgage interest rate. And if it doesn't happen, it just defaults to the traditional rate anyways.
Right.
So
and think about this, adding on the actual Bitcoin onto the loan.
The original value. Yes.
All right. That will get you a lower interest rate because then the lending partner isn't just solely reliant on the value of the house. They're looking, wait, you have $100,000.
Which would be us, by the way.
Right, which, exactly.
just to make it clear.
Right.
This is going to be our product.
Right. And so we have security because we not only have your house as collateral, we have $100,000, which is actually tied to the house of collateral. So we can easily offer you a lower interest rate than anyone else out there who's solely reliant on the house as the collateral.
Correct.
Because it is the perfect financial tool for every type of loan, every type of leverage. If here's a great example. The gas station who announced from 3 o'clock in the afternoon till 7 o'clock at night, everything that you buy using the Bitcoin is half off. Think about that. All right. They have 900 locations and a lot of truckers use them. This includes fuel.
You would know that.
Exactly. I guarantee truck drivers will, as we used to say in the trucking industries, plan your trip around one of those locations where you land there between 3 and 7, because the average tanks of fuel on an 18-wheeler is going to run you usually have 150 gallons on each side. That's about $1,200 worth of fuel every time you fuel up. And there's
That's a lot of fuel.
Exactly. And they're saying you get half off even on fuel.
So look at this. So he's saving $600, but the company is seeing the benefit of the faster cash flow. You see, this is what the Steak and Shake CEO said the other day. He said, hey, I'm not waiting 3 days for the Visa card to settle and keep a guaranteed deposit of 20% of the money that I just collected and all this other horseshit. I'm getting the wallet to wallet transfer, and I'm getting an improved cash flow. And trust me, to run a company, you want to run it on cash flow, right?
Yep.
And so here's a $600 difference effectively that's being given by this company, and yet the economics is working out. Otherwise, they wouldn't have done it.
Absolutely. It's I explained on the whiteboard how it works. And it's whoever the CEO is of that, it's called Skeet or Sheets.
Sheets?
Yeah, it's SHEEZ. Sheets.
DZ.
Huh?
We'll have to look at SHEETZ or just
SHEEZ.
Z. Oh.
Sheets.
Oh, okay.
Sheets.
All right, we'll have to look it up. I mean, that's exciting.
Yeah, because this is what I said would eventually come, that the want for the Bitcoin, because guys, we're going to reach a point where if you want to buy a lot of Bitcoin at once, you won't be able to.
Correct.
It won't happen. You'll have to earn it. It will be easier to earn it than it will be to buy it. And that's what this is all laying out, because I said in 2017 and 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, there will be companies that will offer you a heavy discount to pay in Bitcoin because they know what their reserve percentage is every year.
You know, it's amazing. If you look at the math of this thing, it's so amazing. Guys, let's say my terms, like in any supply chain and business, we use terms, right? So let's say my terms are net 7 or net 10 or net 15. So that means as my customers pay me, my bank doesn't release the money. The MasterCard doesn't for 15 days or 10 days, right? Whatever the terms are. But if I'm paid in Bitcoin, now I just got those 15 days worth of value this instant. And I can create structures where during this 15 days, let's say Bitcoin spikes up because I'm playing the volatility game, right?
Yes,
So now see, traditionally volatility has been a bad thing but for Bitcoin is great, because if I know there's going to be volatility in the next 15 days, so it spikes up to 118, my guy sitting at the desk sold off that Bitcoin and collected more cash than the discount that I just gave you. Right?
Yes.
So, and I'm going to do it all day long.
Guys, you got to gamify this. This is what I want you guys to wrap your heads around. All right, what if Sheets, and this, I guarantee they're going to do this because it just makes sense. They are going to gamify this motherfucker because they launched at, hey, we'll give you half off. Watch for the real-time gamification of the percentages, where if at that moment we have a drop in Bitcoin, they raise the percentage that they give you off,
right,
to attract the capital into the dip.
Correct.
Then as it goes up, they level it back off. And if it goes up, they, a little bit less. And this is how they're good. And this is going to work so fucking beautifully. Because think about it. All right, let's say you and I, we both love a good T-bone.
Yo, absolutely. Right. A tomahawk.
I was about to say
tomahawk.
Or
but I remember the tomahawk you ordered in El Salvador, the thing that came out. I think that you, me, and Bruno, with 3 of us, like the thing was half a cow each. It was massive. Never seen anything that size.
Imagine if we are sitting here and we get a notification from our favorite steakhouse. Hey, right now, tomahawks are 25% off if you pay in Bitcoin. Why? Because the price of the Bitcoin dropped. So they want to capture that upside when it comes back up. They offer a 25,
bigger incentive.
Right? Because really, guys, I'll be honest, 25% off, when a company says we'll give you 25% off, their real offering that hits them is probably 5 or 6.
Yeah.
All right. So you hear 25% off, they're only dropping their profits by about 6%. All right. Now, you and I say, holy shit.
That's true, because the cost of goods is usually not more than 30%, a third, or a fourth of. I mean, in food and beverage, it's less than a fourth.
Oh, absolutely.
Even fifth. See, when I buy steaks for a restaurant, I'm paying about 20% of what you're paying. My wholesale is at 20% of the retail,
yep.
Right? So therefore, proportionally, it's 25% off. If it's a 25% discount, my actual hit is only about 5%, 7%.
Yep, exactly. So you and I hop our happy asses into your Cadillac, and we drive down there, and we go get us some T-bones. Or, I'm sorry, tomahawks. And we actually get what we want. And as soon as we pay for it, we hop on and we replace the amount of actual Bitcoin that we just gave them.
Right.
So we are actually buying in at the same price we just paid. So we haven't lost any Bitcoin.
Correct.
And because it dipped, and think about it, this forces you to buy the dip too.
Correct.
Right? And then you send them that Bitcoin, they receive it at, say, $111,000 per Bitcoin. Well, they receive it in, like you said, 7 to 15 days. If it goes up and they want to sell it, they can sell it and capture that.
More than that 7% discount that you got.
Bingo.
All day long. So you actually made more profit by doing this, right?
Yes.
Now, here's why this is actually going to happen. The infrastructure is all there. Let me tell you this really interesting thing, Ben. I don't think I've told you this. you use the word gamification. I lit up on that. In 2013, I was CEO of a company called MSB Inc. And we started a gamification, very simple stuff. We went to restaurants and we said, guys, what you're going to do is after every meal, when you print out that receipt, the cell phones had just come out with the scanners and stuff. You could scan it and you'd spin the wheel and a certain amount would be discounted. It was like a lot, kind of like a lottery, right? But we started with something called 100% cash back. Because at that time, all the banks were offering 2% cash back for gas, 3% for grocery, 1% for everything else or whatever else. We said 100% cash back. And everybody said, what do you mean 100% cash back? Well, here's the deal. Every time you eat, you scan the receipt and you get to spinning a wheel and you get anywhere between 2% and 100% cash back on that wheel, right? And so that became a thing because every sandwich shop wanted to have that because customers are coming back because every now and then it would give you the whole 100% cash back. Yep. It was just variable, but almost every time you got the 2%. So we told the restaurants to say, put 5% into this marketing pool. Yep. And you'll get all the loyalty you can get, right? Except when we loaded up the wheel on which you do this, we put about 80 of them were 2%. And about 12 of them were like 3%. Mm-hmm. Like there were 5 or whatever 5%ers, and there'd be like 1 or 2 100%, or 100%, and the rest were 20%, 30%, 42%, all kinds of random numbers, which made it very interesting for the people. The reason I'm saying that is because that gamification structure can be made dynamic. Yep. And what we did was we actually looked at velocity of purchases. So if you were a customer who had come to the restaurant 3 or 4 times, your wheel got weighted with more 100% than the guy who's only coming once. You see?
That's what I love. I love it.
I knew you'd like this.
It's anyone wondering why I launched these clubs? Because I think you guys are starting to see the utility of the Bitcoin and cryptos. There's guys for the next 40 to 50 years. It is going to be incredible what happens to this planet. We have AI, we have robotics. Now, I'm not saying everything's glorious and, who needs heaven when you have earth? Nothing like that. But we are going to go through such a technological advancement, and there is going to be opportunities for wealth that has never been seen before. Because now everything is so digital now and online, and the metaverse is literally limited by human imagination. That's it.
That's it.
The metaverse, the internet, does not have gravity. The internet doesn't know time. You can create so many products and services in a digital world, and you can shape them without gravity.
True.
You can shape them without limitations. So the future, like exactly what we're sitting here talking about, like the gamification of a corporation gamifying an asset like Bitcoin, this is just the beginning. Yeah. Wait, guys, this is a gas station. Wait until Snickers bars are gamified.
Yeah.
Wait until Yoo-Hoos are gamified. Wait until Red Bulls are gamified. Where, hey, if if you go to a store right now and you purchase a Red Bull and you scan the little QR code on it, you receive 100 sats within the next hour. Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? And guys, I mean, in the same company, Play MSB, where we had gamified the receipt, we also looked at data. So the way this works is we would collect data from weather stations from around the country. We would buy that data feed, and we would know from your phone location where you are physically, and you're in San Diego and it's noon, and from the data I can see is 84 degrees and hot. We would pop up a lemonade coupon that you can get $5 off of your, or whatever, 50% off of your next lemonade, and it would also say, by the way, here's the store 2 blocks to your left. Yeah. Right? Because we were able to correlate, or the rain's going to start falling in an hour. We could tell you, based on that, hey, here's a discount code for an umbrella, right? Yeah. So or gumboots or whatever it is that you need in New York, or So the key point here is we already know that, like, take petroleum, like take gasoline, Brent crude, sweet crude oil. There's a Platt rate which changes every single day. There's something called dynamic pricing, because if you look at all the commodities, the pricing is all dynamic. There's no reason with digital money you couldn't have effectively QR codes that constantly keep changing based on demand, based on supply chain, based on your consumer behavior. So these are unbelievable opportunities that are going to come. Oh, this guy's actually been to my store 4 times this month. The pricing for his Red Bull is going to be slightly different. I know he's my loyal customer. The man drinks more Red Bull than a bull. So those are the kind of innovative products that will keep coming. And we're on the forefront of starting to do that.
Did I ever explain to you the grocery chain I plan on launching?
Let's hear. Since this is the first time. Okay. Guys, you're hearing this, by the way, first time. I'm hearing this the first time. But I'm sure we might get into groceries. Who knows?
I have an idea for a local grocery store. And it's actually called Locals, all right? And what it is it's a grocery store where all of the suppliers can only be within 50 to 100 miles of the store. Hyper-local. And you, as a supplier, you actually keep 100% of the profits of your product in the store, because you, as a supplier, you own a membership
co-op.
Yes, all right. And the people who shop there, they are members, just like Sam's or Costco or anything like that, except it's a grocery store. Mm-hmm. And the members can actually work for the companies. And hey, would you rotate our product? And each area or each of the vendors have an area, and each area is how much your membership is. If you have a small area, it's a small membership fee. If it's a larger area, it's a larger membership fee. But the grocery store has 0 employees, because as a member of the club, you can volunteer to work at the grocery store and earn credits to the grocery store. So if you work 8 hours and that 8 hours is worth $100 and whatever dollars, you can take that $100 and something dollars and you can go shopping in the store. You can literally get all of your groceries off of one shift for the whole week. or if you work enough hours, your monthly membership is free.
I love this. You're really talking about sovereignty.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, when you become hyper local like that, you're really sovereign, because what you're doing is you are self-sufficient.
Yeah.
Your community is self-sufficient. You're not waiting for a goddamn handout from Washington, D.C. You're not waiting for a handout from the state government. And you're certainly not waiting for your local government to come. You have essentially taken food supply, in this case groceries, into the hands of the community. The community is providing it, and there's a structure with digital money that allows that to happen, right?
Yes.
So I think that's
and
really
the actual goal of the grocery store is to create a local economy around it.
Exactly.
Because anybody, if you have a little bitty garden out in your yard, and you have tomatoes, you have all this, and you bring it up there, and what you can do is walk up and offer your goods to the supplier who has the area for tomatoes.
Off taking. So get this, folks. And by the way, I looked into something similar to this. If some of you think that this is not possible in Las Vegas or in a desert area or in a mountain area, that's not true.
Nope.
We now have containerized vegetable growing. I mean, I have personally seen these incredible tomatoes growing in these, little, inside containers. They're complete racks and racks of lettuce. And all the containers, these are pre-built agro containers. They produce enormous amounts of output, especially fresh greens, microgreens, tomatoes, all of these type of things, just on the control of the lights and control of the water amount. And they grow on these vertical racks. Literally, they slide into the truck, and these trucks are like $150,000, right? But they're fully, and you can get a harvest every like 14 days, 12 days. You're getting a full harvest from these racks, and you space them out so that every week you're generating cash flow, right? So that's a whole industry that can be localized to support a farm or a farmer's market or grocery store based on, just like Bitcoin miners, there'll be food mining effectively.
And this is how you tokenize it.
Yep.
This is how you do it.
We can finance these containers.
Is let's say you have you have 4 or 5 initial investors.
Right.
And they actually put up the launch capital. Right. But that entity is tokenized. And then once you have it up, you sell tokens to the community, where every single membership is allocated a certain amount of tokens. And they can sell those tokens on an exchange, where if you work an 8-hour shift, and let's say the amount of tokens you earn on that shift is equivalent to $140-something, you can clock off, walk up to someone and go, hey, I just got off shift. How about I sell you $60 worth of tokens, but I'll only charge you $30. This is a natural market. This is a supply and
complete hyper-local economy.
Exactly.
Doesn't depend on the government.
Right. And then you use tokens to incentivize the local community to produce the goods.
Exactly.
We will issue $100,000 of our tokens to you
to produce tomatoes or
to produce tomatoes, or here's something else is if your wife, if she makes the best fucking lasagna that's ever been made, your wife can cook up lasagna, right? And we'll have an area of the groceries store that's called Hot and Local.
Right.
She can.
Jeez.
Oh, dude, I think this shit out all.
This is great. Yeah.
I have 20 years ahead of me already lined out.
But guys, by the way, this is Friday, so we're having a cool, casual discussion here, right? But I just want you guys to know something. Every time you see all these programs coming out, it starts like this, right? Every time I have my meetings with Ben, we just sit and talk about ideas, right? That's and what you're seeing in real time today is exactly what happens in most of my conversations with him, where we generate ideas and we say, okay, well, let's pick that one and let's go implement it. So that's how we are growing, right? But you guys are privy today to literally what happens, how this club grows and how we create new ideas, right?
So
that's awesome.
So your wife makes up 6 huge things of lasagna, right? And she or you on your way to work or her way to work, she takes them up there. She brings them up because she's a member.
Yep.
She brings them up. She puts her QR code from her membership on the lasagna. She puts it up at our hot and local area, and every time one sells, she gets a notification, and she gets the money into her wallet.
The Bitcoin shows up in her wallet.
Exactly. Now, if not all of it sells, guess what's right next to hot and locals?
Cold.
Hot leftovers.
Hot leftovers. Okay.
Or local leftovers.
All right.
Right? That's what didn't sell the day before, but is still good. Mm-hmm. She drops the price.
50% off.
Right. It sells. And voila. She's made money for her family. And the community learns how amazing her fucking lasagna is.
Sure.
Right? Now, here's another branch of this. There's a charity branch, because after leftover locals, whatever isn't sold the next day, we have a kitchen area and an area where homeless people or shelters can swing over and go, what do you have left? And those who actually made the lasagna, and then all of it didn't sell that day, and all of it didn't sell left over next day. If they give it away to charity, the store credits them a percentage of what they would have sold it for in the store tokens.
Correct.
So they may not make money on it, but it might actually cover
the cost of it.
Right. So you have a fresh one day, you have leftovers, and if it doesn't sell, it isn't wasted. It's sent out to a local charity or a local women's shelter or whatever.
Sure.
And that's, I'm going to get emotional.
But yeah, that's really God's work.
This is how we fix the world. We fix it by getting the responsibility out of the government's hands, and we take it to our own hands, our own hearts. We are creative people. We have the technology to save each other. Now we just have to implement it. That We don't need government. We need personal responsibility for other humans. If everyone would quit worrying about themselves so much and worry about others. Remember, when you're worried about someone else, they're worried about you.
Sure. Absolutely.
There's no reason we cannot create an amazing world, because just run with it. Run with ideas. Try them. Figure them out. Work them out. And this grocery store example is how you do it. You give the power to the people locally, and then you incentivize them.
Yes.
And I guarantee that wife who made that lasagna, not only does she feel great because, oh, you make that lasagna. Oh, right. I got that the other day.
It brings the community together.
Right.
Nothing like food to bring community together, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And
amen.
Then if she doesn't sell all of it, she's helping the community.
Correct.
This is how we change America.
And it works because, look, the cost of food is not going to be more than the 20 to 30%. So as long as 20 to 30% sells off on that first tranche, you've already recovered anything. And if you sell 50%, you're already in the black. You're already making profit. You've taken money home. And that second local leftovers or leftover locals or whatever you call it, that gives you pure profit at that point. And then when you give away the rest to charity, you've done something good. But like you said, the company, the entity got a tax credit for it, and you gave a portion of that off to the lady anyways, and everybody enjoys the lasagna. So it's really the model to work around. I mean, the hyper local is the way to go.
Yep.
See, the globalists have always tried to control everything from a central perspective. So this is the antidote to globalism is hyperlocalism. The antidote to globalism is having the economy hyperlocal, our food system hyperlocal, our water system hyperlocal, our Bitcoin, transactions, our local economy. I mean, it's not going back to the barter world, of the carpenter but now we have a digital infrastructure that allows us peer-to-peer transactions.
Yep.
We don't need the globalists to come and control our money so that they can control every other aspect of our lives.
Absolutely.
By having peer-to-peer, it allows opportunities that you're talking about to have that local, hyper-local market, to have the hyper-local services.
Yeah, and I'll actually do a show on this eventually. This idea is perfect for an area of the city that might not be doing well. You plant that seed of encouragement.
Correct. And as we think about this idea, Ben, I want you to know, Nathan and I have already started talking about how to, not a store, but just the last part of your 3-step process of selling it, of the leftovers, and then the charitable. We're starting with the charitable stuff. We have a lot of veterans here. Some of them are on the streets,
Right.
Which is, we should be ashamed of that as humans. I mean, as Americans, we can't let that happen. You got all these illegals running all over, sucking up massive amounts of money. And if the government's not going to do it, which they're starting to do right now, we have to do it. So we're actually we have started opening up the Saturdays for new members and so on and so forth. But on Saturdays, at least one Saturday a month, we're going to actually have a food sandwiches, whatever, to give away to our homeless people right here in Sarasota. Right, we're working on that because Bitcoin will go up, Bitcoin will go down. We'll make money. Our members will make money. Our employees will make money. That's all going to happen. But we got to focus on giving first. We got to focus. It's not See, philanthropy is not about, first let me make a lot of money and then I'll give a tiny piece. It doesn't work like that. When you make, from the very first day, you got to start participating in your community and giving to the community. And as you grow, you go give more. But we got to do it no matter how small it is. It could be just me running over to Publix and picking up 10 sandwiches and just putting it out there for 10 of our homeless people to come and say, hey, I got a good lunch today. That's it.
Yep.
It starts there. So we're going to start this. It's something that we're putting together. And I really encourage our other club locations to start thinking of similar things, because the more you give, the more you will not only do God's work, but you'll do your community's work, and it'll actually come tenfold back to our Bitcoin organization.
I guarantee that. I see it all the time.
These are blessings.
And Jay will vouch for this. I put out a lot of money each month. All right. It's always returned in numerous more. And then I give out more money. And then it's because we're on a mission. And although, yes, we like actually making money, we're here for profit. What really affects me most is how much we help our members.
Yep.
I mean, we've helped just in mining. I don't know exactly what we're up to, but it's into the millions.
It's in double-digit millions.
Yeah, it's really double-digit. All right, so $10+ million worth of mining deployed already, and it's we're only getting better. And that's what I wanted to talk about. We have been going for like an hour and 16 minutes. We're trying to wrap this up. All right, guys. Okay. Once again, give us a call, 941-413-6920. It's scrolling across the lower part of the screen right there. Give us a call. We have loan programs. We have home equity loan programs where we can actually take the equity from your home and we can put it into the Bitcoin at a 40% per year average increase. Your house ain't going to go up 40% per year, guys. FYI. We have loans. We have confidential private membership purchases for our members of Bitcoin, of Ethereum, of Solana. These are confidential member benefits that we can get those for you. Give us a call. 941-413-6920. You call us now, and guys, get on the train. Get invested. Invest in yourself. Roll your dying fiat or your dying equity in your house. Roll it into the fastest appreciating asset in the world, Bitcoin. All I got. Jay, thank you for joining the show. I love our Fridays.
I love our Friday. Thank you, Ben, for having me. It's always great to catch up with you, and you've been traveling a lot, and I've been doing the same, but it's always great to catch up together, just have a fireside conversation like we just did, and share with you how, this company is going to continue to grow, continue to expand, and do good things in this world. So thank you, Ben, for leading us and into this charge. Appreciate
no problem. One more quick question while I have you. When do you leave for El Salvador next?
Well, we have to be all there on the 3rd. So I'm thinking of actually going on Thursday and Friday just for just so that I can make sure everything is in place. Come back for the long weekend because it's Memorial Day. Got to spend with the kids and then get back there on the 2nd.
Awesome. Well, everyone have a great weekend and enjoy yourselves. Love you guys. I will see you guys on Monday. Let me see if I got my little laptop working. Everyone have a great day. I love you guys. Bye-bye.
Tired of jumping through hoops to buy Bitcoin? Frustrated with endless paperwork and invasive identity checks? Introducing Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club's loan program. No KYC required. Say goodbye to the hassle and hello to freedom. Borrow up to $250,000 at as little as 7% interest. Join our community and take control of your financial future. Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where privacy meets opportunity. Connect with like-minded individuals and grow together. Visit us today and unlock your $250,000 Bitcoin loan. Your journey to financial freedom starts here.